Phoenix88, doing this directly to YouTube. Hopefully there isn't too much of a lag or a delay. I know there has been in the past when I've done YouNow videos. Um, but there's I'm not in the Facebook groups. I do have like a completely separate Facebook account for my collecting side hobby, but I haven't logged into it in like probably about a year at this point. Because yeah, I don't really have an excuse or a reason why. I just haven't. Um, I'm I'm just gonna answer the TFYTC uh, homework that Dave Mentz smsno put on the Transformers YouTube community Facebook page, which I'm never on. But a bunch of people are doing this, so I figured why not. Just because I want to talk about Transformers and just put in my stuff, I guess my story with collecting and all that, out there again, even though I'm not really in this hobby anymore. I'm kind of on the fringes. Um, so the main crux of this whole homework thing is like the W's: who, what, where, why, how, what's important, collecting, all that. Basically, what got you into what got you back into collecting or into being a collector of Transformers for the extent that you have been or are or were. Um, and where was that cutoff between that and being like a kid who had toys and all of that? So for me, the story is kind of very freaking jumbled. I was that kid growing up who had just a few Transformers toys, just got toys every Christmas. What kid didn't? I had other stuff too, but I always got 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or a dozen toys as well for Christmas. Probably not a dozen, that's overkill. But I distinctly remember getting like several Transformers or robots for Christmas over the years. Um, the one that I freaking still have, even though a few of his parts are missing, the Beast Wars Optimal Optimus. That figure I got for Christmas. I think the year that that toy came out, I got him for Christmas. And I don't even remember even asking for it. I just think my folks saw that I liked that show because I did grow up with Beast Wars, and said, "Oh, we'll get Zach a character from this show." So they got me Beast Wars Optimal Optimus. And I think I had other Beast Wars figures here and there over the years. I also have for the longest time, and again, still have it, just various parts of it are missing, like most of the helmets and stuff. The Power Rangers ZEO or ZO Megazord with like the red battler armor thing that just like had like Gatling gun arms and you could just punch when there were batteries in it and all that. I still have that, but those two are like those two Zords are just combined and whatnot. But specifically with Transformers, I would get a Transformer or two every Christmas. Basically, if my folks saw it in the store and they knew that I liked the show, it was mainly Beast Wars, let's be honest, because I didn't really watch Beast Machines when it was on the air. I think I did, but I would just catch it when it was on, or like catch an episode when it just happened to be on during Saturday morning cartoons. Didn't watch it as actively as I watched Beast Wars. And then just honestly didn't really bother with any, like I watched Armada and Energon, I think. I honestly don't really have that many memories of like actually actively watching the TV shows after Beast Wars. So yeah, but my memory's fuzzy. So, um, but when I became a collector, very freaking interesting because it was like the worst time to almost become a collector for me because just the finances of being a collector, which is the huge thing for me still, and just yeah, summer of 2007, the live-action movie came out, debatably the only really good, or the only good Michael Bay live-action movie. That came out, and that following fall, I think like mid-August or whatever, maybe even early August, because I did like a separate like 3-week camping trip slash wilderness survival course. Well, not survival, just like wilderness course for college credit through my college or university for those of you overseas. But going out to my university slash college, um, that summer as like presents for going away to college. It's like, hey, we're proud of you. Congratulations, you're going to college. Let's mark this new transition. Whatever their excuse was. My folks got me. I don't have any of these figures here. One is, I think, I don't even know where one is now, unfortunately. And both are back home in my hometown, where I actually just was for the American Thanksgiving, Turkey Day holiday, and all that. But the '07 movie Leader Class Optimus Prime and the '07 movie Leader Class Megatron, they gave me both of those, as well as the concept, no, not the concept, the '78 Camaro Bumblebee. And there's a photo somewhere. I think my mom still has it actually, of me figuring out how to transform that movie Optimus Prime in the backseat of the van that we rented to travel all my stuff out to college, which is kind of funny. So that really got me back into collecting, and just Transformers in general, and just throughout university, I spent way too much money, and blew through the student credit card that I had several times on Transformers. And that's right when Animated was happening, and that toy range was freaking great. Still some of my favorite figures to mess around with when I do mess around with them. They're, again, scattered between storage here and my hometown, but yeah. And that is kind of what made me be a collector. Like, I just acquired so many figures over the 4 years that I was at university. I mean, I practically ordered like 1 or 2 a week, and they were just coming from all manner of places, obviously. One of my friends, who I obviously still talk to from university and everything, did the math at one point. I think like shortly after we all graduated, and she basically said, or no, I think it was before. She's like, Zach, if we do the math backwards, like you pretty much bought one of those figures or whatever, like one like every 12 hours or like one every 10 hours, which is insane. Like she did the math backwards with where my collection started when I got to campus in the late summer of 2007 to where it was when I graduated in 2011, and it was just ridiculous. I so since then I've definitely been a collector since 2007. But like I said, I definitely have been more on the fringes now, um, at least for the past year or so specifically. And that's kind of where I'm at now. And honestly, for me, what's important now with this whole collecting of Transformers is getting things that plug a hole in whatever I want to display. Um, I have ratcheted back a huge chunk of my display to basically just one shelf that's over here just off camera, below that little Beanie Baby-esque penguin that you can kind of see there off camera. And the other like half shelf that I have in the other room, that is my collection, that's probably going to get put into storage in the storage bin here or something at some point. And I have a whole mess of my collection that I used to have on display in storage here. And just because, I don't know, like, this is a hobby that I like to participate in, but at the same time, like, what's important to me now is getting figures that I really like and that I know that I will have fun with, be it just fiddling around with them, occasionally transforming, or like actively puzzling through their transformation and doing their transformation and fiddling around with them, or just, yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to like focus outside of the hobby, and that's been teaching me that, hey, like, yes, this hobby is great, but it's not all of who I am. This is freaking rambling. I don't know. I've always been a nerd, but it's this whole collecting thing when it's just overkill, and for me, I've kind of grown out of the aesthetic of having a bunch of plastic and die-cast robots on shelves in my apartment. Um, it's a phase that I had, and I've kind of honestly grown out of it, like I just said. Um, I will still have a very small collection, but that's kind of just where things are at for me. So hopefully that answered the TFYTC homework. I have no idea. I'm going to stop talking before I keep rambling. See you guys in the next video.